Hello kids and kittens, it's Dougan here. Welcome to Friday. Today I'll be doing a film review of sorts of a film Thor. That's Thor, not Four, in case my pronunciation isn't quite right. In a nutshell, the cinematography was good. I liked it. The 3D effects were done well, the special effects were done excellently. The story, however, did leave something to be desired over. Namely, as such, if I may permit you to bore you for the next 2.5 minutes, or whatever the counter says on the bottom of the screen down there. Whatever. We start off with Thor, who's in a ceremony with his father Odin to announce him as next King of Asgard, which is almost a given in my opinion. However, during the ceremony, ice giants decide to attack the treasure vault. This attack was cut short when Odin decided to unleash the Guardian, which burns these ice giants into giant puddles of water. Now, as you can imagine, this pissed Thor off because it interrupted his ceremony. So, Thor decides to go to the homeworld of the ice giants to discuss things over. And by discuss things over, I mean he takes his hammer along, he takes 4 of his friends, and his brother Loki. Yeah, I smell a fish already. Anywho, the excursion to the homeworld was going all just swimmingly until the head of the ice giants decides to call for a little girl and should run home to daddy. I'm paraphrasing here, of course. Now, in this, the battle that then ensued was a little bit one-sided, and we came to a final end when Odin appeared on a magic beam of light, thus resetting the peace accord he agreed with the giants all those many years ago. And by agreed, I mean battled the fuck out of them. However, because Thor ignored his father's warning about the peace accord, Thor is then banished to Earth. And at which point, obviously, Natalie Portman runs into him. Literally. Also, if anybody caught her name during her character name during that piece, can you leave me a comment below? Because I'm stumped for the entire 90 minutes as to who she was. But obviously, it doesn't stop Thor from explaining the dynamics of high-level physics and how magic intertwines with both of those to this physicist who was looking for wormholes or the Einstein-Rosenberg bridge. I'm still calling shenanigans on that one. Anyway, back on Asgard, Loki is now the next in line to the throne, assuming Odin is still alive after that lovely battle. After discussing with his father as to what happens next, he discovers that actually Loki is not Odin's son. He's actually an abandoned dwarf ice giant child. Yeah, that sounded right. Which Odin found after his battle when he made the peace accord and decided to adopt him as his own child in the bid to bridge a gap. Talk about fucked up. Anywho, Loki didn't like being lied to. Kind of ironic for a trickster, that, being lied to. And after the discussion with Odin, Odin goes has a heart attack and is on his deathbed. First, now putting Loki right at the top of the food chain. Now, as part of his next plot, so if you will, Loki then decides to invite the envoy of the Ice Giants, being the ruling party, if you will, and says, by the way, my dad's on death's door, come and have a chat with me. And so obviously invites them over, and as they're going in to discuss with Loki, they go past Odin's deathbed and go inside to try and kill Odin. At which point then Loki decides to kill the Ice Giants, thus dismembering them. So that's now making him the king, I think. Of he killed one king, so he becomes the other king. I never understood those rules, but he's now the king of Asgard and the king of Iceworld. That said, it is a nice world of ice, so it's not much to brag about. Anyway, as his next bit of a power trip, he decides to send the Guardian to Earth to kill Thor. Personally, I'd have thought leaving Thor on Earth would have been the biggest punishment as it is, rather than trying to kill the stupid bugger. He can't really do much. He's now human, although built like 6'10" or something with muscle-bound muscles, and has the training instincts of a crack commando SEAL unit. Not on crack, obviously. Penguin will get that joke. In the final act of lunacy by Loki, he decides to turn the teleportation field into a big super hot fiery laser and melt the ice world that the ice giants live on. He's already killed off the king, so he's supposed to be going for the last of my kind achievement. Yes, I went there. Anyway, back on Earth, just as the Guardian is about to kill Thor, he sacrificed himself so that the Guardian wouldn't kill any of the rest of humanity, even though that was the entire point of the Guardian going to Earth to kill Thor. Clearly, it must have been a sub-clause laid down by Odin, so that obviously when Thor is worthy of being Thor, given that he is already Thor, the Mjolnir hammer would rush to his aid. So in sacrificing himself, the hammer you see at the end of my Iron Man 2 rushes at blistering speeds, probably at the speed of sound, because he's the thunder god and all that jazz. Anyway, Thor becomes Thor, gets his hammer, kicks the ass of the Guardian. Alright, finally, because he's now got his hammer back, he can now go back to Asgard. He then obviously finds out that his father is on death's bed. His friends decide to come along for a ride, help him try and destroy Loki. In the process, he can't really switch off this super hot fiery laser, so he goes for the next best thing. He destroys it. There must be a switch to turn it off, go figure. But in destroying it, he disengages his only teleportation means back to Earth. Sorry, Natalie Portman, you're going to go without the bling bling. Anywho, in part of his destruction, Loki gets lost into the void. So in conclusion, the teleportation field that allows the people of Asgard to go anywhere in the Marvelville is now broken. Thor is back in Asgard, however Odin has recovered from his heart attack and is now the king of Asgard again. And Loki is left whispering sweet naughty nothings into us mortals' ears, especially the scientists of the Avenger program. Roll on Captain America film next month, the first Avenger. Yes, sorry about the two splices in the middle of that. I actually lost my marbles halfway through, and I've actually been using a little script for this. So now that I've got it recorded, yay! I can go watch another film. Yay! Okay, thanks, kids. I'm out.